the digital divide has nothing on the AI divide that is coming. There is a huge shift that is coming through the data that we're getting every year. Companies are getting smaller, their reliance on VC is getting lower, their ability to just take one smart, motivated person without a technical background, without a kind of team around them, and to build something and get to customers and solve problems.
It's huge.
Like, that is extremely unusual. And it's what people have been saying for years, that like as technology gets better, transaction costs get lower and organizational structures get smaller. Like that's a lot of words, but it's basically happening. That now there's record company registrations in Australia and America and most parts of the world.
Yeah.
We're in a university where so many people are preparing themselves for careers that are going to be so much more complicated than they were before. Like, what does that career look like when the sensible thing becomes, I can create solutions myself and enter markets myself, rather than go on a normal kind of graduate pathway, while simultaneously all those organizations are transforming themselves as well. And everyone will immediately say we've had industrial revolutions before and we've been flying.
Is it the same? No.
This is so much faster.
Yeah.
Like, we have the fastest growing companies in human history that are replacing humans. Like those two things together are not something we should be comfortable with.
Some could say you've tasted success at an early age of 16, being a teenager. But I'm just curious about that childhood of Murray compared to now. But
do you want the version that you give in front of the camera, or do you want the real version?
I really want the truth, because I'm so curious about it.
Okay, I have two incredible siblings. Brother and sister were incredible on horses. And so I didn't want to be on horses, and so I sat on the computer and did nerdy kind of computery things instead.
You don't know how to ride a horse yet?
No, still don't. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
But it was nice having a reason and an absence of other things, which I don't think people have today.
No.
Like, there is so much that people can engage in, especially kids. Having nothing to do on acreage and a reason not to do the thing that other people are doing was a blessing.
Because you get to reflect and be bored, but also wonder, and you let your mind wander. And I think what I miss the most is that my mind doesn't wander anymore with everything that's accessible.
100%.
Of coding,
Time to think, to sit down and have a kind of half-broken computer that you've got to figure out how to fix. There is, I got to stop using this word,
Tell me.
but I'm going to use it here. It is privilege. I've got to stop using it because it means so many things, and as soon as people hear it, they stop engaging with the conversation. They're talking about a sensitive thing and something that people need to be careful about. But this is, I think it's an important thing to keep talking about. This is an example.
Yeah.
But stumbling across a certain thing at a young age, or having the resourcing as a family to engage with a bit of technology, or being in a schooling environment that was supportive, or whatever else, there is a stack of privileges that people build through their life that never get acknowledged. And especially in the work that we do in entrepreneurship, that needs to be acknowledged. Because if you acknowledge it and you understand it and you say...
You can harness, right?
Exactly. You can then appreciate this company is this because of this and this and this. And I have that and that, so if I get that, I might be able to do that thing. And
100%.
Sharing that kind of privilege between people as well. So acknowledging the incredible privilege I've had and other people can have, I think is the key to the entrepreneurship that we try to encourage here.
Super important. And I think when you look back at anyone who, whether it's the Bill Gates of the world, they've all had those amazing privileges. I like the way you see it because it's a good perspective. It's acknowledging the blessings and making sure that we can harness it. Right.
Like the biography of Bill Gates is like the story of the luckiest man alive.
I know. The people he was with.
Like, what do you take from that? Like, the more unusual an outcome, the more reliant on luck it is.
It's luck.
So maybe that's not necessarily the example to follow, or the Elon Musks, or the other people that are so reliant on luck.
So on the topic of luck, which I completely agree with you, I'm interested in your take of what the next 5 years looks like. You're part of Startup Master. Your whole mission has always been about enabling as many startups and as many founders as possible. But you're also so deep in AI and what technological singularity would look like in the next 5 years, what would happen to employment, to the equilibrium of jobs as well. Give me your general overlook about it, and let's just kind of delve deep into it, because I know on the outside it could be very grim, and maybe it is. And these are all people that we know and love, but what does that look like for us? Privileged Australia here, and what does it mean for someone else, let's say from my country, Iraq, who is underprivileged but can access the internet, right?
Absolutely. This is the thing. The people watching this video are the people that will be okay. So that is the kind of upside of this. And because that information, that privilege that is now able to enable a person in any part of the world, I would contend.
Of course.
That privilege is now more available, but also a little bit harder to find. So the accessibility is much higher, but the internet is now awash with garbage. There is an exponential tsunami of all the AI-generated garbage that is going to force people to disengage from all the content that you would normally sit there scrolling through and consuming.
And be more selective, you think?
I think we have to be. You have to choose, who do I trust? Who's going to find the information that is worth paying attention to? And then who does everyone else trust? And those kind of trust networks, I think, will hopefully get us through this.
I agree with you. And we are lucky. Just the fact that we're here in this university and what we're doing. What about the next generation? You've got kids, I've got nieces, and I worry for them from a fact of, number one, there might be less hunger because there's more opportunities out there. And there's also less opportunities of how I think AI would be replacing a lot of needs and a lot of services. And we spoke about this, right? The equilibrium that you could outweigh in terms of supply and demand and what we could be solving for with AI. What do you worry for, whether it's your kids, and what kind of advice would you say we should be thinking of, whether parents or young people?
So Audrey and Ted are 7 and 9.
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful
they're
age.
Perfect humans in every way. Imagine like they had a perfect box in front of them, a magical box that gives them everything they need. They will do nothing with their lives.
That's the thing. Such a paradox.
Yeah.
It's scary. So then you worry as a parent. What do you do?
But that's the thing. So I think at that age, with what's coming, there will be a technological surplus before they enter the workforce. And I think work will change as a result. So I don't think they will have to work. I think they will choose to work. And they will choose to work because as parents we're making an effort to not allow the kind of things they can consume to stop them from being able to produce and contribute and do something useful as humans. I think that is now a deliberate choice that everyone needs to make of are you a massive consumer of this technology, or are you a person that leverages this technology?
Have you seen a way for them to become to shift their mindset to be more producers? Do you get me?
Yeah.
It's not easy.
I'd throw it back to you. What was your first production moment?
Good point. I think, when I was second year university here, and I was working at a normal job, and I just realized, it's amazing, I like this, but I can do it myself, and I can be doing it with other friends, and let me just try. So it was a hunger within me, I think, an innate hunger, but I wonder if that's, hey, now that you make me think about it, I think it's about providing that opportunity, because if I had kids and let's say I have responsibilities, I wouldn't even think about that. But I was privileged to be able to take a risk and a chance. And I think a lot of people may be limited from that. And it's how can we get more people the opportunity and the risk to try, right?
Do you think more people being able to produce will produce more producers?
I think so. Because we influence each other. 100%. And honestly, I don't think a producer has to be a founder. The people I work with, whether it's a bunch of freelancers or collaborators, we all give each other jobs and we all collaborate in different ways. So we're all kind of low-key producers. So it's not, I don't think it's only defined by being a founder, because that's very too niche to a lot of people. But I think more producers create more producers. And that's what we're trying to do, I guess.
So then we end up with this giant network of people that are determining their own way of working.
100%.
Producing interesting things, not relying on traditional career pathways, but saying, I enjoy doing this, there is some market for it, there is a union of humans where we still want to work together and we're still kind of producing an economy that makes sense. And people will, this sounds like crazy talk. I'd say watch this video in 5 years and see what happened, because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong and we just end up with companies just like we have now. But if I'm right, it would be sensible to start preparing for it.
Of course.
And regardless of what kind of economy we end up with, like, life is good when you decide to live it the way you want to live, like working on stuff that you enjoy working on.
That's true.
Producing things you can be proud of.
That's true.
Retaining the kind of value in the things that you produce. Creating the kind of company that you want to see and the kind of world that that creates as well. Creating opportunities for other people in those companies as well. Like, there's wonderful externalities of being an entrepreneur and just choosing how to do things.
100%.
So regardless of whether it's like AI doom prediction or not, entrepreneurship is probably going to make sense.
That's true.
For a lot of people.
That's true. We're blessed, and I love your perspective. Am I right in saying that what drives you most is to enable as much entrepreneurship around you as possible? Is that your mission?
Yes.
You would define that as your mission right now?
Yes.
Why do you care so deeply?
Because 16-year-old me didn't have other entrepreneurs around him. My father was an entrepreneur, but outside of that, I didn't know any others. And I really vividly remember this kind of 14-year, 15-year process with that company, and all the partners were overseas, all the employees were overseas, everything we did was overseas. There was nothing in Sydney.
With the ad mantra?
Yes.
Wow.
And one day you walk into early days fish burners and see other people that are working on interesting companies in Sydney and go, wow, this is cool. You know, wouldn't it be nice if I'd walked in here 14 years ago and been surrounded by other people doing things, had felt normal about what I was doing, had the networks and the experience to tap into. And that has like a half-life in its utility, but being around other people that are building at the same time as you is undeniably a useful thing.
What year was it when you went into the world of fish burners and enabling, like having that? What year was that?
2012, 2013.
Okay. If it wasn't for that moment, I wouldn't have met my co-founder, Abdul, and I wouldn't have met him at UTS Confession and started this crazy idea of trying to tackle solving a problem in education. And I think there's a lot of examples of that butterfly effect and how it could affect other people's lives and what it enables. I think my takeaway from this when I look at you and I see others is I want to do that, but in my field for other creatives. I just want to make sure that those that aren't aware and aren't as privileged as us have more access so they can have and choose to do the work that they love. Do you get me? Because you've done that for me, and that's how I felt. I do agree with you. In collaboration, having that space, you meet the right like-minded people and it changes someone's life. It's cool. I think you're accomplishing that mission, and we should continue that torch to others. But how does that make you feel, man?
I'm proud of that.
Okay.
If nothing else, that is like worth it just for that and what you're doing.
Of course.
There's a whole lot of people out there.
A lot.
What is it, 25 million or something that we've got that are staring down the barrel of an economy that will be drastically transformed by what's around it and the relationships that it has. And a university with 45,000 people
45.
that are doing amazing things that you've covered a little bit of. But I promise this would not be a depressing ending.
Let's say it.
And the non-depressing form of this is like, okay, we're in a period of massive change, and the people that are on the forefront and are seeing what a whole lot of entrepreneurs are doing and what a whole lot of students are doing and what a whole lot of researchers are doing are seeing this coming. And those people will be able to adjust to it, the people that are watching this, that are engaging in it. We need more people to get the message and engage in what they can be doing. Recognize, yes, there is a lot of change coming, and if I am part of that change, then we will benefit. And this will build the kind of future prosperous Australia that we have the potential to have if we decide to engage. If we don't engage, if we sit back and remain consumers of everything instead of producers of things, then we're going to have problems. So we will be doing everything we can at UTS and UTS startups to encourage everyone to engage in what they can do. The reason we have giant kind of incubator for early stage startups is so that more and more students and people can engage with people like yourself that are actually engaged in this and know what's going on. The contribution we will make is not from us, but it's from people like you that we get to work with and get to engage everyone else with.
Of course. That's really profound. What do you wish people should challenge more? And what I mean is, what's an unseen perspective that you've come across, an aha moment, something that influences the way your purpose is and your mission, right? So an unseen perspective that you want to leave us with to think of. It's a big one.
The positive way of saying it is, like there is such a small difference between the 1,000 kind of aspiring people trying to do something amazing where their timing was wrong or some other kind of random attribute about what they were doing was not the perfect solution for that thing, and someone else did have the perfect solution. The difference between those people is so small. And I look back at 10 years of incubators and accelerators and things, and I see so many amazing people where the correlation between ultimate success and who they were or what they did is not that strong. Because I get to see them on day one. Like other people see them later on when they're public or going for funding or something else. If you see them on day one, the version on day one looks nothing like it does later on. And I look at that and go, okay, that's not great. But then you go to today, and I think the playing field is different, because what I'm seeing today is not people coming in with teams or people coming in with like established networks or kind of support behind them. They are people coming in using technology really well.
Yes.
Usually without a tech background, but they are on the cutting edge, consuming every single thing they can pick up about what's happening, and they are producing amazing things using those things, if it's video content or entire stacks of companies and websites and everything behind them. Whatever it is now not the people it used to be, and it's not with the privilege that they used to need. So I'm excited for that in terms of all those smart people that were doing things that didn't work out before, I think have a chance of something different when the technology and opportunities change in the way that they're changing at the moment.
So true. It's a really different playing field. And it's so interesting that you say, because I never knew this before, that it's a really small percent of difference that really makes that difference.
That is not really under their control.
Yeah. It's industry specific as well, of course.
So welcome to Tech Central.
Tech Central, Atlassian, in a couple of years. That's amazing. It's exciting.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like this, like around us having more and more companies that are doing interesting things. Like you have a certain number of conversations in a day. Wouldn't it be nice if they're all with people doing interesting kind of tech things, if that's what you're interested in?
Well, we are. Murray, you're amazing, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep enabling. And thank you, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anything else you want to say?
I was saying before,
Tell me.
My dad did the hydraulics on Centrepoint Tower. So they built it on
Really?
the ground and then lifted it up.
The revolving thing?
Yeah, the part to lift it up from the ground. So they built it on the ground and then lifted it.
He built it?
The hydraulic part of it. And every time he came into the city, he would point at it and say, I did that. And now I get to remember him every time I see that.
How thankful are you for him?
It's beautiful. And I wonder in, 20 years, 30 years, if my kids are still talking to me, what we can point to around here and say that building was set up by companies that were started here, or that institute, or that whatever. Like the future Sydney is going to be interesting.
Oh, wow.
And it's up to the people here now to figure out what that future Sydney is and make sure it's actually happening here instead of somewhere else.
It's a beautiful way to end it. I can't believe that he built that. And I think your kids will point here, and then they'll point to Tech Central, which is many buildings.
And I'll say, I built it all. Much as my dad did, yeah.
That's it. Murray, you're amazing. That's so cool that he
Alright.
worked on that. Yeah, of course.